Well, it is the end of Gauntlet, and I'm here to talk to somebody who wasn't competing at all and has no relevance to what's happening in the Gauntlet, except for one little thing. Of course, this coverage brought to you by OmniSlash. So Sherman, how's it going? You're Sherman. People have met you before, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Good. Well, if you haven't, he's been on Hotline League and all that. Sherman, what do you do at Riot?
I mostly head up our college esports program, but then this weekend I've been working on some of the co-streaming stuff that's been going on in the Gauntlet.
And so that's what I wanted to talk to you about specifically, the co-streaming thing. So first off, not everyone knows about this. I was tweeting out some links to people that were co-streaming, and people were saying like, "Oh, this is like a DMCA or a fair use violation." Do you want to explain what co-streaming is?
Sure. Co-streaming in this case would be like letting other streamers kind of take your content and host it on their channel. It's kind of similar to hosting, but in this case, the streamer can actually edit the content and kind of make it their own. So it gives them an opportunity to still monetize, do their Twitch Prime plugs, but also add a layer on top of the normal kind of the game. So like I was watching Froggen earlier today, and I could like listen to what Froggen had to say.
What was viewership like for all that?
So when I left to come to the studio, we saw around 40,000 CCU concurrent viewers across all the different co-streamers. There's still some that we couldn't, if they didn't have hashtag NALCS in their stream title, it was difficult for us to track. But we're going to be going back in retroactively and finding that out.
Are they supposed to do that?
That was part of the instructions.
Not everyone follows the instructions.
No, but what can you do?
Yeah. Okay, so but to be clear, like, it's not just like an edit thing. Like people are literally like casting over the top of it. Like what
Yeah.
Frog, it's like Tyler one presumably could cast over the top of this, or any of the pro players that aren't competing or anything.
Yeah, exactly, and I think it's an opportunity for us to help create content that's more tailored to what different players want to hear. Like we do an amazing show here, and every now and then, like players would be open to hearing it differently and seeing it differently. So this was a good opportunity to test and see what kind of content would come out of it, and see how streamers would use it, as well as it gave players an opportunity to just experience what I've always thought of as like one of the coolest parts of our season in a totally different way.
Gauntlet you're referring to
Yes,
specifically.
yeah.
Okay, so is this a Gauntlet only thing?
Right now, this is just a pilot.
Okay.
We want to come back and understand how this impacted the way that people watch content. Like, obviously, you don't want to do anything that's a detriment to your content, and that's not to say that like the main channel can't go down in terms of viewership. But it is like we want to understand what kind of net gain this was, or what kind of change in interaction it was. Maybe chat was just more active or personable. So we're going to go back and look at this over a variety of metrics. And then I wouldn't expect that we necessarily open this up all the time, but we find key moments or cool moments throughout the year where this is a good fit.
One thing I was thinking about, I will be in Korea for Worlds, so I could cast live from Korea. That's a unique experience from what we're seeing at Worlds. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Setting that aside, is there an idea on when we could see this? Is there a chance we could see it at Worlds?
I really don't know yet. I think we still have a lot of due diligence to do around that. Worlds obviously gets more complex because we would want to do something like that globally. But with programs like the League Partner Program that just launched, as well as this pilot, if we wanted to go down that route, we'd be more set up to do it, definitely. But it's something that we're not ready to say yes or no to.
Very good. And as we pause momentarily in this interview, I'm supposed to interview Sneaky and or Zazel, and they're just getting in cars and driving away. So we're going to keep going longer in this interview. I need to fill some more time.
You need me to be sneaky?
No, I don't. Oh, well, I've done that before. Biofrost did that for me one time. No, but let's continue. So next question would just be, are there any concerns around the brand stuff in there, right? Because like you can't sell impressions if like they're doing something else on stream, or like the segment that State Farm does, like it gets covered up.
No, definitely. I think the brand stuff is always a big concern, and I think that's why we looked at this weekend as a big opportunity to test it out. it's really hard to know what it was going to look like and how it was going to perform and what was going to happen. And we didn't want to do it in just like, here's week 6 of the NALCS, where like viewership might, it's not like an exciting thing. This weekend was one where like there were stakes on the line for teams, and so there was a lot of drama that carried along with the games, made them exciting, but also internally it was also a low risk. It was like the Gauntlet is here at the studio, so it's easier for us to, it's not like, oh, if this went horribly wrong and we did it last weekend in Oakland, like, oh, that's not going to look great. So we're hoping to kind of come back and understand, like, you know, there hasn't been a big meltdown. There hasn't been anything that would tell me that this is not the greatest from the brand perspective. And we also reached out to all of the sponsors ahead of time to give them a heads up that we were doing this. So we'll just keep looking into it.
It's nice that they were seemingly comfortable with it, given that you guys were able to move forward. All right, setting that aside, moving away from the COSTREAM collegiate stuff, just give me a quick update, because I know things are a little quieter right now.
Yeah, collegiate's really exciting. Just about a month and a half ago, we announced that we partnered with the East Coast Conference, who's going to be our 3rd partner conference going into this season. We've also gone ahead and announced all of our season and our dates. So registration for the college season will open November 1, and the season will start January 14th, I think, off the top of my head. We're not making any major changes this year, but I think that there's been a lot of our focus has really been in the last couple of months on some larger infrastructure stuff. So really kind of, we want schools to understand that Riot plans on being here for 10, 20, 30 years doing League of Legends and college esports. So right now we recognize there's a gap between, we run a season and we're a video game company, and trying to solve some of that, like when the season's not going on, who are we to a school? So we've been working really hard to solve a lot of that.
That's cool. And so November 1st is the registration?
Yep.
Okay. So if people are watching this, they can literally put it on their calendar, November 1st.
Yep. Exactly. And clubs, we've already started sending out back-to-school kits to club. So if you've been to your college campus, your orientation, you might see like a League of Legends tablecloth, and we actually sent like these cool Orin banners this year, and a bunch of starter packs too. So if you have any friends that you want to like get into the game, it'll give them like all the starter pack stuff.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you would say to any of the fans at the end of this?
No, I think I really appreciate anybody that watched any of the co-streams this weekend, and then we're really looking forward to the college season as it starts to pick up.
And what should I need a headline title for you. Are you like COSTREAM project manager? Like how can I contextualize your role in this?
You can just remove the comma college, so it's like esports manager.
Oh, okay, that's good. I'll do that. Thank you so much. Now we know what's going to be in the headline of this. Thank you so much, Sherman, for the interview. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things esports right here on my YouTube channel.
Hi everyone, thanks so much for watching my video. This has been sponsored by Omni Slash. Peter charges me $40,000 per interview to do this, so if you want to, please hit up my Patreon and donate or subscribe or whatever, and anything helps. I feel like my head feels really big.